Greetings, video players, video gamers, the viewers and watchers of Film Gamer channel. This channel is a renewed channel. In the previous video and review I forgot to say about something that is new in this channel, because this channel was Hakatsuki Game Bar, and it's renewed and arborized a new level, new style, and with new name Film Gamer last year's summer. The anniversary, the 4th year anniversary of the whole channel. This year there will be the 5th anniversary, where I hope I can think of something new again. Something new, renewable. So now, as you can see, Witcher the White Hunt, The Witcher 3 is presented and reviewed by me in English, and presented in English. There was a review in Hungarian, and also there were some other type of gameplay videos, some in Hungarian, some with no voice, just the sounds and music from the game. You can see it on the channel in the helyzet jelentés, what almost called in English situation of games, and this kind of topic or style, kind of videos. The group of videos is about gameplay and gameplay mechanics, and memorable positions and locations, characters in a game that I reviewed as a brilliant game. Mainly these are the games that got so many number of this kind of videos too beneath the review. Sorry. So this game is a Polish game, but 4 Hungarian talented developers made the game and worked the game too. In the lead level design, Peter Galencser particularly, and also in the making of the music, there is a Hungarian talented guy too, and also on the creative side, design and the draw of the levels. So it's a Polish and a little bit Hungarian game, and I can be proud of that. And also that the Polishes are so talented, nice and good people and developers. They managed to do the Witcher's World, which is known by Andrzej Sapkowski books. So those books are really, really great, as I heard. So I will buy them this year maybe and read them all. The Polish guys started in the programming side and the optimization side of a game too. I think every Witcher had some flaws on the beginning in the release date, but after that, with some patches, the game is shinier and more brilliant than ever. And after the enhanced editions, of course, the games is the best way you can play with these games, I think. And The Witcher 3 hasn't got any enhanced edition yet, and maybe no ever, because they said, the developers, the patches will go by and the patches will come in every 2-3 weeks, and after the release date so many patches arrived, and now the game is more polished than ever. There are some little bugs and glitches and little bad sides of the game too, but nowadays are really much better than on the release date at the beginning. So this game is in Hungarian because the subtitles are the kind of subtitles are many and very varied. Here there are maybe 10 or more subtitles for the game, so this was great work again. And the languages, the quite good. I think the Hungarian subtitles is fantastic. I don't know any game nowadays that was far superior of translating like that way and translate the words, the language style of the book and the word from the book is really in a really good way they translated well, I think. But the insiders, the main fans of the Witcher series, said that the Polish is the real one. Of course, it's the original language and the original voice, and the synchronization for the game. They said that that is the most authentic, most real from the books, of course. So the English voices and synchronizations is good, but not so as good, I think, that in maybe Dragon Age series. Really good, but I always didn't like that much. For example, Geralt voice. Uh, Geralt's voice is a little bit too dull sometimes, I think. A little bit too similar in almost every sentence. But maybe I feel only that way. So again, the options are really varied and very solid. Also, it's quite good to handle, and you can set many kind of video applications and settings. So it's optimized in a very good way. A little and not so fast computer can handle it well, and on medium settings I see within my eyes. So let's go and continue our adventure. What I really don't like, personally, this cutscene always come again when I load the game. I don't know after 30 hours of game or more that I quit, can I set off this feature. It's really embarrassing, and I'm really angry about it. Always got the same cutscene almost for a while if I don't move further on the main quests, and it's really odd to me that I can't set it off. And when I load the game, I always see the same and hear the same, and because of that, the main quest and main story is get much more bad because I see always the same because of the cutscene. It's a negative impact and effect on the main quests because of that. So I don't know how I got set off, but please tell me in the comments sections. Of course, this is the game, and the game is mainly set on high, maybe one or two things set on medium, to can be moved faster, and that I can be recorded more well, more valid and more faster. I can get lower FPS numbers if I set it on ultra, so I didn't want that. Okay, we are in Oraton. Luckily this is an original name and not a Hungarian translated one, because the subtitle makers managed to translate the villages, farms, towns, names sometimes to Hungarian also. So it's a really classic translation. Again, I can say it only. You maybe don't know that, of course, but the Hungarian is really proud of this translation. Okay, so in Oraton you can see that the map is quite huge. The Witcher 3 game is maybe the most it's got the most huge and the giant maps of all time, maybe in RPG games too, and role-playing games. It has got maybe a 36 kilometers, miles or square kilometers, 35 or 45 square kilometers, the size of the whole map world in the game. And if we push the space button, you can see that there are quite much more. There is White Orchard. Um, this is the beginning territory. It is for the beginners of the game, and if you didn't know quite well the Witcher universe and also the characters, the game mechanics, the fight styles, the mechanics of the fights, also the many kind of ingredients that you can get from plants and everything else, the terrains, and also about the weapon types, armor types, everything else. You will know this or these kind of things and items from the game and the words in a simplistic way, of course, if you didn't play Witcher 1 or 2. But you will know the game mechanics, the main features about these beginning area, and with this beginning area you will know how to play, also how to play more faster, more master of the Geralt characters, fighting styles and ways, and also the skills. So this beginning area is an area for to know the basics mainly. But this beginning area is quite good and really beautiful also. It has got another kind of mood than later in the game, in Velen, for example. Sadly, Vizima, the great city that was presented in Witcher 1, in the beginning of the game, it's only the castle presented from Vizima. It was a really bad way, I think, but the developers' time was not enough maybe to present it in the beginning of the game. The game has got many hours, and you can play maybe 1 or 200,000 of hours. The gameplay, the time for the gameplay is quite astonishing, I think. So if you think about a price for a cinema, for a cinema ticket for only one movie, you can think of the game's price, and sometimes are really good sales too nowadays. You can spare so much money if you play with this game and not see thousands of movie. You will worth it too in that way. It's quite a good game with lower price nowadays, and really long, as I say. So there is Kaer Morhen. It was presented in the first game, if I remember well, in the second not. It's astonishing again, a really good place. If I know, well, I didn't. Well, I did go here in the tutorial part of the game. The tutorial part presented in this place, Kaer Morhen. It's a really a beautiful area, not a long and really great area, but it's far beautiful, more beautiful than I can talk after the first part of the game, because the graphics, the Red Engine 3 is much more superior, of course, than the first version of it. So it's a much better, much more lively and beautiful place now. Novigrad is the biggest city in this game. It has got 30,000 populations and inhabitants, citizens. And the game, if I remember where I created, the game developers had, of course, the game itself created maybe 3,000 NPCs in the game that you will see too. So these 3,000 NPCs will live here and go there now. Go there every day's works and everything they will do. An original day they will do in this game too. Okay, there is Oxenford. Okay, I see a strange thing here. So here is Oxenford, the academic city, if we can say so. Here the people, the richer people and the people who know many things can know more good old things and historical things, and also they can learn new things as well. If I remember well, maybe magic too, but mainly just studying the books of the old time, studying the new developments, and everything else that can be studied in middle age, in fantastical world middle age university. It has got three islands. The main island is here. The second island that I cannot go yet in it because they have not had a passing for me. The Novigrad's Great is here. It's quite astonishing city too. Of course, there is Oraton. This is where I am now. There is Raven Hill, almost. If I translate it well from Hungarian, it's almost the same as in Hobbit 3. The map is quite good because it tells everything that you need to know. The information is really well be here, and I think it's quite in a good way. It has got many interesting points, but not too many, because GTA 5 and maybe if I heard about Assassin's Creed Unity has got many more interesting points, so much more that you can't see all of them on the map. If you rebuild all of them, you will not see quite well because there's too much interesting points there. But here I think it's not. It's quite well. It's a quite well designed. You can see it quite through all the way. So this was the map. There are many tabs and panels for the game you can know better the world, better the mechanics, game mechanics. You can know better the characters of the world, and also you will know better the beasts and the enemy types of this world. So this is the these are the what is now? No. So this is the Alchemia. Something got bad on my mouse. I don't know what. So these are the one of the type of the ingredients groups. One of the type of the crafting system that has got in this game. Alchemy is here. You can make mutants, or what's the mutant ingredients. It is similar to the way the Diablo 3 have the socket gems. If you have 3 or 4, what is it now with my mouse? I don't know. So the alchemy is quite similar to Witcher 2, but they managed to broad it and make it much bigger, much more type and much more kind of ingredients can be here than in the previous games. And also it's a little bit like similar, I said, for Diablo 3 gem system. You can set 3 or 4 similar gems there and here mutants and bring them together, and you will get a much more bigger and much more positive effect will on it appear. Well, I don't know what is the thing about my mouse. So you can see there is many kind of potions you can make. Here is the inventory panel. As you can see, it's quite much more that can be said about here too than in the previous games. It's a much more wider, much more comfortable, if I can say so, than the previous game. And also it's an inventory that can be seen through really well, much better than the previous games. As you can see, here are the weapon types and also the runes. Runes can be used to enhance our weapons and strengthen our weapons, and also our armor too. I don't know what the heck I was. It is almost like if you move it left or right, also do as if I hit the buttons of it, so it's quite strange. So these are the ingredients that you can use. Oh, sorry, not the ingredients. The items that you can use for healing yourself. And also here are the items for the missions. So these are the type of. It's quite daunting. So now the mouse is okay. Maybe the problem was in the background. The background has got steam, so it was maybe the problem. So this is the weapon panel. This is the ingredients and items what you can use for healing your health and hiring and achieving more adrenaline points, and has got some buffs from potions or beers or everything else. And also here are the quest items and the other type of items which is containing sometimes just trash almost. You can sell them to vendors, and sometimes, if I remember rightly, you can use them for some little quests. And also here are gold coins and Orion coins. These are the coins that you can exchange and trade for crown coins in Novigrad in the Vivaldi Bank. And also here are the alchemy and crafting items and ingredients. You can use these for alchemy potions and mutants, mutagans. And also here are the iron ingredients and silver ingredients, which you can make silver iron weapons, because you have also in this episode of The Witcher you have also an iron sword and also a silver sword. But the new thing here is a crossbow. You can use crossbow against all kind of enemies, against enemies that can fly, against mans, against beasts, against beasts in the ocean or in the lake, strangely. And here are the books. These books are sometimes for used to beginning a new quest, sometimes a little quest generally, not a whole big one or a main quest. And also the most of the books is about world building, world introduction, and also knowing the world much more deeper, much more reliable. It's quite good, I think. It's in every maybe classic RPG, so it's a must-have for this game, and it have. Okay, let's see the quest panel. Here are the quests. The main quests are here, and also the level that the games recommend to you. So if you are lower than 16, you will not do Skellige part of the main quest. Skellige is an island. Soon I return to the map to show it. And also here are the secondary quests. There are many, and they just a little bunch of Velen. these are here, and there is the Witcher's quest, beast hunting mainly, many kind of beasts. You can see that they are really higher level 1, so brace yourself. Also here are the treasure hunt quests. It's quite good because you have to get the sets of, for example, sets of the cat academy or school weapons or plants. With these you can have the set of the iron and silver sword, and also the armor of the cat school. There are many type of schools of the Witchers. There is the wolf school, which we belong to, and also there are the viper, if I remember well. Also here is the cat, and there is 1, 2, 4 or 5 type of schools is here. I don't know now the 5th one. Okay, and here are the quests that are done, and so we haven't got to do with them any later. Okay, here are the character panel, which I don't like really much, because I think in the character and the leveling system in Witcher 2 was slightly better. That wasn't a classical character screen or leveling system also, but better than this, because in this you can only have a limited number of places that you can place skills, and also a limited number of mutagen places, only 4. And also, if when you leveling up, you haven't got all of them, so it depends on level 2. So you have quite not so many possibilities, mainly in the beginning, but after it also. And in The Witcher 2, it is not in this way. It was far more variable, far more choosable, where you want to level up and where you want to embrace yourself far more and more. And here you can strengthen almost just 1 or 2 sides. For example, here the fast type of attacks, or the Igni sign, strengthened Igni sign or abrages. So it's not quite good because of that. And also there are many type of possibilities. There is the sign tree skill tree. You can average all kind of signs or spells. Someone want it that way. Are the Igni, Yrden, Queen, Quen, Naxi. These are the spells that were presented in the previous titles or games of this series. And there are many things, but sadly you can't put it all the way in places. The art size, almost like a force power push in Star Wars. The Igni is a fire spell, and a spell that blow the enemies with fire and burn them through the time. And also Yrden is a magical trap, which is slower the enemies, their attacks and the movement. Quen is a shield that buries the hits and damage that can hit you. It is defend from you 5-10% of damage from the enemy. It is a shield of shield against damage of the enemies. And here is Axi. It's almost debuff and the stun effect for the enemy. If you use Axi, you almost stun the enemy for a brief period of 5 seconds, maybe, if I remember well. Here are the 3 of swords. You can see faster attacks, longer but stronger attacks, defense, the 3 of the crossbow, and the trance, war or fight trance, where you can grow adrenaline far more. uh, far easier. Adrenaline is used to some skills and used to not to be so tired. Because if you are tired, you can't move fast, can't run, can use big attacks much more and faster, and the enemy can stun you, can hit you, can throw you down to your knees. So it's quite a good thing. Adrenaline maybe was in the previous title, the second part, but I'm not sure. Here are the alchemy tree. Of course, here you can use cooking and brewing, alchemy stews and potions and many type of foods. There is oil making. You can make oil for making your weapon more strongly, more effective, and it can give damage bonuses or much other type of damages, fire damage, poison damage, and other effects as well. And also here are the bomb making. You can throw bombs to the enemies. Sometimes it can be very effective because the enemies with great shields, really strong and really hard to defeat. And if you use a bomb, well, you can kill them with one mouse button. Also with one bomb. I experienced that. Also here are mutations. Mutations is for buffing you and buffing the brewing and alchemy crafting more. You can do alchemy more faster times. You can do potions with the efficiency 3 times better, and also you can lower down the cooking time, so or brewing time. You can cook faster. And also here are the trial of the grasses, if I translate it well. The Witchers can use potions. They are almost a mutant because of that, and use mutations too. And because of that, they have a secondary effect, sadly, a negative effect. The Witchers have not just buffs and strengthens from the potions, but sometimes they debuff, and sometimes they have potioned, and because of that, their health is lower temporary. And with this trial of the grasses, you can lower down these effects. So the effects of these negativities will lower down if you get to the points to this skill tree. Also here are passive abilities in the last part. Sadly, these passive abilities, if I remember, need to be put it up here too. So it's again classical type of when you have not just so many type of possibilities because of that, because it's too much restricted, I think. In Diablo 3, not, because it's almost another kind of RPG, an action RPG, and also you mustn't need so many type of skills there and spells to cheat. Here, because it's a really hard game, sometimes you need, and it's quite a bad thing because it's almost a Dark Soul difficulty here because of the restrictions. Also here are the mutants. Okay, let's see. Meditation is on all Witcher games. You can meditate, and with meditation you can set up against the special options, special potions that you made before or trade and buy before, because they of course empty after sometimes they use them 5 times maybe, and the meditations you can pull it up again the full maximum number, so it is a quite good thing. Also you can set your health bar against full. Here are the Bestiarium, the beast features. Here are the beast types. There are many kind of beast types, and beneath it there are many little types, similar types, but little changes. With little changes, the necrophags, there are the water drowning beasts and ghouls, and the water banshees, and everything else. A little bit. Some beasts are a little bit similar to the first two games. They were in the first two Witchers too. And I quite a little bit didn't like this, but in this way that they presented in this third game, and not just graphically, they can move faster. They have more animations and everything else, so they are quite more better now. But sadly, there are in the beginning, mainly Witcher 3, there are many returning enemies, and not just so many nukes. But later you will have more and more new bosses, also, and more new type of beasts, mainly, but more new type of human enemies. And sometimes human enemies are quite harder to defeat than beasts, because beasts have sometimes many disadvantages. Here are the effective items against this type of enemy, be it a type of animal or beast. As you can see, there are type of enemies like banshees who have 3 type of items that they hate, and if you used against them, you will have achieved a great positive effect, more better and bigger damage to them. And the most of the human type enemies you will not. So here are the panel of learning about every aspect of the game, and here are the main and not so main secondary characters of the game. And if they update it, it will have a sign. If you know them, more and more information about them, you will see more and more text here. Here are the crafts of weapons and armors and more items, and also the ingredients that are needed for the armors and the weapons. And also here are the crossbow arrows, or bolts, sorry, the crossbow has bolts. Here are the ingredients, as you can see. So these were the quite so large possibilities in enhancing items and your character. What I wanted to show in the maps that here are here are the Skellige Island. It's quite big islands. Sorry, because there are many little islands also, where you can go with ships, travel with ships in this game, and you can send the ships, you can move the ships by yourself, not by the game or the developer. So it's quite good, because there are many kind of games that mainly focuses on pirate life, for example. In Reason 2 and 3, you can't move your ships. They just transportation devices by the game or the developers, and that's it. No, not this is the case in this game. Okay, I will show some fight if I find some enemy. Here are the see, maybe the graphics are really good, and the game has a full complex weather system. So they model the weather types, and in a real deep way. So the storms and winds and the rains are not as moment type, They appear and that's it. They have a deeper method, a deeper, slower, but more featured type of presentation. Because of that, it's quite more powerful here. The winds blows the trees. The developers. Wolves. Developers see every little aspect of the game and develop it really well. So you can see the fight system is a little bit similar to the Witcher 2 game. The wolves, many kind of beasts and animals have features that presented in the time that they attack. Wolves attacked by groups almost every single time, and also dogs, wild dogs here, but this is not a wild dog. Cutscene happened. Oh, dog.
Dog's tame. A pet. Wonder what it's doing here. Got a key sewed to your collar.
This presented a little quest that Valve and began in this little way that you haven't thought about it before. How can be a quest begin with a little key and with a dog? So the game Witcher 3's most powerful element must be the not the main quest, the solid quest, the secondary quest is the powerful element of Witcher 3, and the NPCs and the graphics also, and the interesting places and people in here. But also the secondary quest is sometimes far more longer, better, and more interesting than in most games main quest. So it's quite astonishing, quite good. I think it's a little big development, because many open world games, or it is a really good thing that the secondary quests can be better or part on the same level than the main quests in other games. In this game, it can be achieved. It is achieved with the developers, but many kind of RPGs cannot achieve that thing. The main quest is quite good, but the other secondary type of quest is not. And in Skyrim, it's almost this way too. The secondary quest is quite good, but the main quest is almost bad. Witcher 3 has got a weaker main quest line also than the secondary quest, but the better main quest line is here than Skyrim. I think the world is, for me, is more interesting also than Skyrim world. Skyrim world have too much too fantastic things and too mixture things, too much fantasy, if I can say so. When you every fantastical idea be thrown into one only game. I feel that way in Skyrim and also in Oblivion, everything else, but Oblivion I like better than Skyrim, because maybe it's much more down to earth than Skyrim, and also Morrowind. And Witcher, I feel the same. Witcher has a really exotic but also realistic world, as Game of Thrones maybe, and really brutal world. And also you will know the Slavic and Polish mythology and the culture deeper. Many kind of monsters, clash and things and NPCs maybe appear in Polish history or mythology or culture. And also the Slavic nations, sorry. Maybe I have to follow this dog. Let's see. Secondary quest. dog's life. Maybe follow the dog. Okay, but I now wanted to show you some other things, some other places, and also our horse, whose name is Keszeg in Hungarian, but I don't know which is the name in English. Crouch or something like that.
Dog's gone.
Oh, sadly, we must follow the dog. Okay, then I can't show now the other towns and territories, but I showed it in other gameplay videos and in my Hungarian reviews. If you want to see more places, towns, Oxenfurt, for example, or Ravenhill, or the White Orchard, you can see it on my channel. In the situations videos, the hesitantish videos, and also in the játéktár, the Hungary reviews. It is not the same but a review. You can say these places and territories and other some fights, human fights and monster fights. Sadly, because my channel is Hungarian mainly and for the Hungarian nations and people, I can't have enough time to do many kind of movies and videos in English and other languages else. I have no more time or enough time to do it with many works, jobs, and other else, and free times and family and everything. So don't bash me, please. It seems that we must defend the dog, not just follow it, because we can see his health bar here. So mainly The Witcher is a powerful game. It has vast terrains, places, great interesting characters, great, but in PC not a great with great movement and controls, but great fights instead. Great fights, fight system, but the movement and control should have been developed more well, not more pure console-ish. I don't know how to say that. The camera is really good, but sometimes buggy, and sometimes graphical bugs and glitches appear. But all open game and sandbox games are maybe these type of games that there have many bugs because of the great places and territories the developers dreamed about, but it have some consequences. Many bugs can be here or there because it's huge. It's a 35 times bigger world than Witcher 2 whole. So it's quite maddening. So the game I will have 96% because it's one of the best RPGs in the world. The quests are quite interesting and good. The main quest also. Sometimes there are horroristic type of quests, sometimes there are humorous and funny quests, and people's also. Sometimes there are quests that are really epic or vengeful or vengeful, and there are many type of quests here. You will now not have many dull type of hours, or you will have an interesting type of 100 or 200 hours, I think. It's quite good that the developers can do these nowadays, because the big companies, the publishers, don't let them do 4 or 5 years of development for a game nowadays. But CD Projekt can handle that, and it's and Blizzard too. So they are the two developers that sometimes BioWare maybe, that they can do that way, and they can polish a game and release a game when it's finished and not before. And Witcher 3 is a kind of game. I'll use regulation for with the water item. Okay, so I'm really happy and hope you will find this game so as good as I find it. I hope you will have a great pleasurement and free time with it. So I must say goodbye now. The video is quite long enough too. Bye.